Sarmishtha Bhattacharyya. I am working at Variable Energy Cyclotron Centre, Kolkata as a senior scientist. And Variable Energy Cyclotron Centre is under Department of Atomic Energy, and this is one of the major accelerator centers, one of the 3 major accelerator centers in India. And this is having cyclotrons, which we have used for our experiments and investigations. And I am also the head of nuclear structure section and leading the group on nuclear structure studies here at VECC. And he is our collaborator from the French PI from GANIL, and Dr. Navin Alahari. So he will talk.
Thank you, Sarmishtha. So I am as she's mentioned, the co-PI for the CEFIPRA project. And I'm a senior scientist at GANIL, which is the Ground Accelerator National Ion Lourdes, based in Caen in France. And what we have done in this project is that we have tried to use, as she mentioned, the cyclotrons at VCC. At GANIL also we have some certain cyclotrons, and in this project we have used both of them. Apart from that, I am also the scientific coordinator for Eurolabs, which is a trans-European project for bringing the use of all accelerators in Europe to in the best possible way. So then I will just briefly talk about what our project that we have done in this CEFIPRA project. So what we have done is, in the big picture, we are trying to understand how the properties of nuclei change when you change their internal number of protons and neutrons. The basic point is there are nuclei which are available on Earth which have certain properties. So when you go and try to study these nuclei which are not existing on Earth but are existing in the stars, we want to understand how these properties are different, and these properties will finally determine how these nuclei are produced or how they have effects in other processes which are happening in the stars. So what we have done here is that our specific goal in this project is to study, if we change for a given element the number of neutrons, how will the properties change? Apart from this, which is a topic of current interest, in the same time we have also tried to rotate this nuclei quickly and see how this also changes the properties of these nuclei. When I say properties, in this project we have talked about mainly about what are the excitations possible and what are the energies of this excitation. So in this project we have combined the effect of both the change of the ratio of neutrons and protons and the rotation to see what is the evolution of these properties. So now to do this, we have to produce these nuclei which do not exist on Earth, so which is not so easy. So using a reaction which we all know, which is nuclear fission, we produce these fragments that we want to study and characterize, and then we study the properties of their excited states. In this case, which means we study what are the gamma rays that come out from these excited states. So these number of gamma rays, to give you an idea of the difficulty, it is typically we have to select something like 1 in 100,000. So to do this, we need some selective and sensitive method, and in our collaboration we have developed such a method which allows us to characterize nuclei which are produced with low probability, and using a spectrometer we are able to identify what this nuclei is, and then using gamma ray spectrometers we identify what are the energies of the excited states. The energies of these excited states are what will give the physics of this program, and my Sarmishtha later will talk to you about that. So the main point is in the difficulty in producing and identifying, and also to identify the excited states. So these all are done using state-of-art technology and detectors in GANIL and in Kolkata. So in GANIL we have the spectrometer which is called VAMOS, which is able to select these nuclei which are produced in small quantities, and then using the Agatha and exogam gamma ray array we are able to measure the gamma ray energies very precisely in using these detectors. So then Sarmishtha will tell you more in detail what exactly are the results that we got specifically in our project. Sarmishtha.
Yeah. So in our project, as Dr. Alahari mentioned, that we tried to understand the nuclear structure around atomic number Z equal to 50 and also the neutron number N equal to 82. So these numbers are very special in the sense these are so-called magic numbers. It's known as magic numbers because the nuclei around these numbers are extra stable. But then there are nuclei with more number of neutrons with these magic numbers. They are difficult to produce. So those we have done at GANIL, as Dr. Alahari mentioned, and particularly we have studied the nuclei of antimony, iodine and xenon, and some rare earth nuclei like lanthanum, promethium and praseodymium, and these nuclei having these neutrons and proton numbers. So what we study, that we see that different rich variety of nuclear structure in these nuclei, and there are some of the nuclei are pear shaped and some of the nuclei are having a spherical shape and some of the nuclei are having a different kind of deformation when we increase the number of neutrons in particular isotopic chain. So these kind of studies, as you can understand, that the production was very much challenging, and in nuclear fission many nuclei are produced at the same time. So obviously for that we utilize the power of Ramus spectrometer and Agatha and exogram detectors at GANIL, and the complementary things which are the nuclei around stability that we could produce with our cyclotron at Kolkata, because the Kolkata cyclotron, they have a unique facility of giving alpha beam, which is very rare. It's not available outside, and also it in fact not available in other accelerator center in India. So we utilize alpha beam to produce nuclei which are near stability and to compare to the nuclei which are having more number of neutrons. So near stability nuclei can be produced very efficiently with alpha beam, and so with this unique facility at Variable Energy Cyclotron Center, and that's how we could complementary studies was carried out in this project, and which was very good. And other than these nuclei, also there are various nuclei nearby region were produced which were studied. And in this project, the main point is that one of the student who was Indian student and was at VCC, he could go to GANIL and he analyzed the data and he could get trained with the Ramus spectrometer and Agatha tracking array, which is the next generation detector arrays for gamma rays. And also an Indian postdoc was hired at GANIL, and she also did, she is Shani Biswas. So she did all the analysis from the GANIL data, and the other PhD student, Ranobir Bonik, who was here at VCC. So he mainly analyzed the VCC Kolkata, the experimental data, and also analyzed the GANIL data. So his thesis is completed now. He has submitted PhD and he is successfully now doing a job also in an institute. And so in his PhD covers both the data. So this was an excellent the project and excellent outcome that both postdoc and PhD students were trained very nicely. And I would say that CEFIPRA is an excellent platform to carry out such long-term collaborative research and utilizing the complementarity of the two countries, and the students and postdoc and also other younger colleagues at VCC, they got benefited out of this project.
Long live India and France friendship.